A couple of days ago, we seen the interview of Nigel Farage talking about the Southport killings, and what he revealed was shocking. He stated that he has been gagged. They haven't been able to speak about it Parliament, and has stated he knows a hell of a lot more. Since this reveal, a couple of whistleblowers have come forward and spoke about this and why it was covered up. In today's video, we will be going through one of these theories. Just a disclaimer, at this time this shouldn't be taken as fact. Not only will we be going over this, but we will also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. There's a controversial story making the rounds, linking Sir Keir Starmer to a shocking case involving the so-called Southport killer. The story, which has gained traction in recent hours, alleges that Nigel Farage has been effectively silenced by Parliament on the matter. He's reportedly been gagged and unable to discuss what he knows. According to Farage, there are claims of a deep cover-up, and Starmer might be implicated. Let me be clear. We can't verify these claims, nor do we say that this is fact, but this is what is being said so far. Sources from other countries point to connections between the killer's father, a man reportedly tied to Rwanda's violent past, and Starmer's legal work as a young civil rights lawyer. Allegedly, the father, referred to as Alons, was involved with a murder squad during the Rwandan genocide, one of the deadliest events in recent history. The question is, how did someone with such a background manage to settle in the UK? And here's where the controversy thickens. The allegations suggest that in 2003, a then unknown Keir Starmer represented this individual in court, paving the way for him to remain in Britain. This was during Tony Blair's government, a time criticised for its controversial policies and wars. Whether true or not, these claims have raised eyebrows, particularly given the father's alleged involvement in atrocities and the subsequent actions of his son. Now, fast forward to today. The Southport killer has been accused of heinous crimes, including acts of terror and murder. The whispers are that Starmer's legal involvement might have set the stage for these events to unfold. If true, this raises serious questions about accountability, transparency, and who we let into this country. What's more, there are claims that unusual measures have been taken in this case: delayed trials, face-covering allowances, and parliamentary restrictions on discussion. All of this has fueled speculation about a possible cover-up, not necessarily to protect the killer, but to shield those who might have been involved in enabling his presence here. Let me emphasize, this is a developing story, and I cannot confirm the authenticity of these claims. However, the timelines and connections being drawn seem to warrant scrutiny. If there's any truth to this, it's something the public deserves answers to. Following this, to be fair to both sides, there has been a separate revelation that actually backs up Keir Starmer's side and says that he wasn't involved. Here at British Stand, we don't believe in spreading fake news, so we will show you the counterclaims for Starmer's side. Nicholas Lissack has said the following after this story emerged. No, Keir Starmer was not the asylum lawyer for Alphonse Rudakubana, the father of Southport attacker Axel Rudakubana. If you read the document, you'll see that Starmer's clients were as follows. J. A 26-year-old Iranian man persecuted for converting to Christianity. F. A 33-year-old Angolan ex-army officer accused of spying. D. A 22-year-old Angolan man whose family was massacred for opposing the government. B. A 16-year-old Ethiopian girl fleeing imprisonment and beatings after her father's political arrest. The only mention of Rwanda is M, a 42-year-old Hutu woman represented by Mr. Simon Cox. Furthermore, this age does not align with either Axel's father, Alphonse, or his mother, Letitia Muzayira, at the time they emigrated to the UK in 2002. So, what do you think? Is this just another conspiracy theory, or could there be more to this than meets the eye? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In some other news, an international manhunt is underway for the husband of a woman whose body was found in the boot of a car in East London. Pankaj Lamba has been named by Northamptonshire Police as the prime suspect in the murder of Harshita Brella, from Corby Chief Inspector Paul Cash told a press conference in Kettering. Inquiries lead us to suspect that Harshita was murdered in Northamptonshire earlier this month by her husband, Pankaj Lamba. Police believe Lamba transported Brella's body from Northamptonshire to Ilford by car before fleeing the country. The victim's body was discovered in the boot of a vehicle on Brisbane Road in the early hours of Thursday. A post-mortem examination has confirmed that Brella was murdered. Police were initially alerted to her disappearance on Wednesday when a member of the public contacted them with concerns for her welfare. Officers visited her home in Skegness Walk, Corby, but received no response. Following this, a missing person investigation was launched, which ultimately led to the discovery of her body in the vehicle in East London. Northamptonshire Police have made a mandatory referral to the Independent Office for Police Conduct, IOPC, due to previous contact between the force and the 24-year-old. Officers and detectives from the East Midlands Special Operations Major Crime Unit and Northamptonshire Police, working with colleagues from the Metropolitan Police, have been working around the clock to establish the circumstances behind Harshita's death, Chief Inspector Cash said. Brella had previously been the victim of domestic violence, with a Domestic Violence Protection Order, DVPO, put in place at Northampton Magistrates Court in early September. The 28-day protection order banned the perpetrator from visiting Brella's workplace and imposed strict restrictions on contact. Under the terms of the order, the individual was prohibited from molesting her, threatening violence, or engaging in intimidation, harassment, or pestering. The DVPO, which was served by Northamptonshire Police and implemented by magistrates, also prevented the person from encouraging others to contact Ms. Brella. According to reports, the perpetrator was released following the court hearing but was ordered to pay full costs. No formal charges against the individual have since been recorded by the court. More than 60 detectives are now working on the investigation to bring Brella's killer to justice. Investigators are conducting house-to-house inquiries, property searches, and examining CCTV and automatic number plate recognition, ANPR, footage to gather evidence. Extra police patrols have been deployed in Corby to reassure the public, though officers believe there is no wider risk to the community. Chief Inspector Cash urged the public to come forward with any information. If you saw anything suspicious in the past week or have any information, no matter how small, please contact us. Lastly, farmers are set to protest in London against tax changes that could threaten family farms, with some planning to tie shirts to Parliament gates to symbolise the financial burden they face. The new tax plan, unveiled by Chancellor Rachel Reeves, introduces inheritance tax for farms valued over £1 million. Many farmers dispute the government's figures, arguing that a large portion of farms will be affected, despite claims that most farmers will not pay any inheritance tax. Keir Starmer, travelling to the G20 summit, was asked if the police would treat the farmers' protest the same as protests by Just Stop Oil. He stated that farmers are entitled to express their views, but did not offer a clear stance on how the police should handle the situation. His response was vague, leaving the decision to the police, even though they have faced criticism for failing to intervene during previous environmental protests that caused major disruptions in London. The government's tax changes have sparked significant backlash, with Treasury data suggesting that most farmers won't pay inheritance tax. However, many farmers question the validity of these figures, citing data from the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, which shows that around 66% of farm businesses are worth more than £1 million, making them liable for the new tax. Many farmers remain unconvinced, fearing the tax changes could jeopardise the future of their businesses. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.